Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It's September the 30th, and we had a good weekend of fishing on many fronts. And really, as we think about all of our friends on the western part of the state, I feel a little guilty coming up with this kind of fishing report, but we'll do what we can to help. There's lots of ways of doing that. And in the meantime, it was a beautiful weekend, a little bit hot, but we had some great fishing. I'll be back to tell you all about it in just a moment.
Boasting phenomenal seafood dishes, a great menu, and waterfront views with deck seating, Striper's Bar and Grill at the Shallowbag Bay Marina in Manio serves a casual, fun-filled dining experience with an Outer Banks flair. With 3 floors to choose from, you're bound to find the perfect seat for you and yours while enjoying great food and fantastic drinks. To see our menu and to catch a glimpse of the beautiful views, go online to stripersbarandgrill.com. Striper's Bar and Grill at the Shallowbag Bay Marina in Manio, where everyone's a VIP.
Scrambling around to different stores, in and out of the car multiple times to make sure you have everything you need for the beach, that can be such a hassle. But not with the Breeze Through in Avon. Breeze Through is your one stop for gas, beer, drinks, ice, sandwiches, snacks, coffee, sunscreen, and the best part? You don't even have to get out of your vehicle. That's right, just sit tight. Breeze Through will bring everything you need right to your car. Looking for a keg for a special event or gathering? Breeze Through is the only store on Hatteras Island who sells them. Breeze Through Avon, Milepost 55, and online at breezethroughobx.com.
So the offshore fishing was good. The main thing is dolphin fishing. Not only Baylor dolphin, though, but Hatteras in particular had some nice gaffer dolphin down that way, meaning bigger. The mahi were bigger than required a gaff to get them over the side of the boat. That's a gaffer dolphin. So it's good. And they did have a few big wahoos, not a lot of them, but 1 or 2 to the boat. It seemed like to be pretty much the norm. A few blackfin tunas. And in Hatteras, they had a few sailfish with a scattered white marlin in the catches. That's just the opposite of what they had at Oregon Inlet, which was a few white marlin with a scattered sailfish. And both fleets had the occasional run-in with a blue marlin. So we know that there's been some very good white marlin fishing, especially at Rudy Inlet. Just north of us, Rudy Inlet is up there at Virginia Beach. They had some days, Friday and Saturday, where they had 8 or 9 or more white marlin to the boat. And we're still, even though we're at the very end of September, that bite's going to continue for a while. What will change is our offshore fleet, the interest is going to go more towards the fall tuna fishing, yellowfin tuna fishing. This is a different clientele, and they're looking to put some fish in the freezer. It ain't much better to eat or to put in the freezer right now than a good old piece of yellowfin tuna, which is widely considered to be probably the best eating of the tunas. Down in Hatteras again, their inshore fleet caught some amberjacks. They've been catching a few king mackerel. There's been, in both fleets, there's been some roaming schools of drum that are both back in the sound, in the inlet, and occasionally around just outside the inlet. So that's going on. The Oregon Inlet inshore fleet had ribbon fish, and they've been having those for a while now. Some smaller bluefish, and there was actually a few cobia caught over the weekend, a little bit further off the beach. So pretty good fishing, I'd say, for both offshore and inshore. Now on the pier fishing, the big drum bite is still on, still going well, and most of that being done, like I mentioned, off the piers. But one thing that did change a little bit is the variety of species that were caught in the surf. Actually, in the surf, you could say in the surf and on the piers both, but a lot of variety. I do appreciate, as always, Tony Lombardi from walkingangler.com for some of this information. He keeps me posted on surf and pier fishing. On the north beaches, though, what I got out of it was a little bit of everything. Bluefish, pompanos, spots, croakers, sea mullets, and a few puppy drum as well. And then they had this, I saw on another website, they had a great bite of bluefish down at Cape Point. It was like a 4-hour blitz of bluefish biting, so that was great. And then below Cape Point, some pompanos, some flounder, and some more bluefish. I'm thrilled with the bluefishing because I would say it's been the best summer we've had in 5 years on the bluefishing. So a lot of variety, a few big fish still being caught around, and we are going into the best month of the year. I would have to say the best month of the year for all-around fishing is October. So we'll take a little break right here. I'll be right back to tell you about what's happening in the Sound and in the backcountry.
Teachers Lair Marina in Hatteras Village is the closest spot on the Outer Banks to the Gulf Stream. Just inside Hatteras Inlet, Teachers Lair is fully loaded with bait, tackle, ice, snacks, and drinks for your fun-filled day out on the water. Want to get rigged up to catch the big one? Lee and the gang in the tackle shop can outfit you to catch whatever is eager to get hooked. To see the marina, the tackle shop, or to book a charter, go online to teacheslair.com. Teaches Lair Marina in Hatteras Village. Your fishing venture awaits.
So we have a variety of drum being caught in the Sound, a variety of size limits, and over the weekend there were not more black drum than red drum, but there were more black drum than we've been hearing about being caught. So we had both the red drum and the black drum, and we had a very good speckled trout bite, which is really neat. They're still not getting real big, but they are definitely getting more plentiful. That's probably because they're filling up on those shrimp. When you got a food source like that, and the Sound right now is full of shrimp, white shrimp mostly, but speckled trout love those things, and that's why you'd probably be good to use one of the artificial shrimp. And if you don't have, if you could get a live shrimp, which is hard to do on the north end of the beach, not impossible, but if you could do that, oh my gosh, you do real well. And one of the things a lot of people are doing is throwing a cast net and catching their own live shrimp and then using them for bait. And there's nothing any better in the Sound or the backcountry than a live shrimp. Also, an increase again on the sea mullet fishing for our head boats. They're catching a little bit of everything too, but the sea mullet is the main thing. Really good to eat, really fun to catch, and crowd pleasers, especially if you have kids on the boat. So that is really good. I did also see a post on the Bonner Bridge website that mentioned they had a pretty good weekend on sheephead and flounder. And I believe I'm correct in saying you still would have to let those flounder go. I think that's still in the Sound, but I could be wrong about that. The Bass Line Bridge may be the dividing line, but they caught flounder and sheephead on the Bonner Bridge Pier. That's what used to be the old bridge across Oregon Inlet, and thankfully on the south side they left part of that bridge up, and it is a great free fishing pier that you can't beat. So I'd highly recommend you go give that a try. So that's the way the weekend went, and we got cooler weather on the way. A little bit hot for our hunters, our deer hunters this week, but cooler weather coming about Wednesday, and not a lot cooler, but if that wind will shift around out of the northeast, one thing that will change, that will knock down a little bit of that king tide that we're experiencing right now. The tide is really high back in the Sound, especially over here in Hyde County. It's really high. So not only that, it will make it'll make certain things bite better. Well, that'll increase the billfish bite, which, like I said, next 2 weeks is probably going to be pretty darn good. So we'll keep you posted as everything changes as we get through the week. And I do thank you for taking the time to find us, look us up, and see what's happening on the fishing front. So have a great week, and God bless.